this. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right, let me get my camera turned on here. Where'd my cursor go? All right. Well, here we go. Huh. Yep, you guys got me now. Again. Well, let's see who all's over here in the chat real quick. Brian W. Hastings, limping through models with Nathan. How you doing? Uh, Dwight, doing all right? Hey, Sparky, how you doing? Well, D.W. Cobb, how are you? Hadn't seen you in a long time. Yeah, yeah, Sparky, I'm not so sure about that because right now my OBS is going all kinds of nuts. I'm getting all kinds of colors for the stream. I don't know what's going on. We're just going to have to limp through this thing, and this weekend I'll try and get some time and get her figured out. Not sure. Hey, we got Train Guy 56 in here. Andrew from way down yonder. How you doing? Okay. I hope I can pronounce this. Backo, Bakko, Brad. And limping through malls. He hadn't been in for a while, so we changed the time of the show. All our shows now are at 9 o'clock. I'm had to make some changes, so hope that's going to work out for people. Somebody said earlier that it'd make it a little easier for the guys having to go to work in the mornings, which, yeah, it will do that for y'all if y'all on the East Coast. Chip C, how you doing? Hey, Grandpa Rails. All right, nobody's on the panel. I guess everybody's still taking their afternoon nap. Gonna let me do the table dancing for a while tonight. So, yeah, Andrew says high noon there. All right, high noon. You're supposed to have a gunfight. So, what's going on? But anyhow, anybody got anything going on? Got something you want to talk about? Hey, Marty, how you doing? Yeah, we're getting up from our nap, and you guys are going fixing to take your nap. Well, Marty's got to eat lunch first, so then he'll take his afternoon nap. Yeah. Uh, let's up that to $10, Sparky. He said he had $5 to keep me off the table. Well, Dwight said after last night's show he took his airbrush apart and cleaned and oiled it. Sparky said he's going to be streaming on Christmas Day. Santa dropped off lots of stuff for him to give away. Andrew said he needed a new airbrush, and Lamping Through Miles said Nathan, he wished he had one. Well, if you watched last night's show, Nathan, all you got with the rattle cans, Ralph gave a good tip, and that was to take and run hot water in the sink to where it fills up 3/4 of the way on the can, and then just move the can around in a circle. That'll help warm the paint up, warms the gas up, gives you a better spray. Well, Andrew had catfish for lunch. I'm jealous. How you doing, Bill?
I'm good, John. How are you today?
Whoa, I'm doing good.
Lloyd, how are you? Okay.
Your mic's muted, Lord.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Johnny.
Howdy, howdy. Yeah, can you turn your mic down a little bit, Bill, or?
Turn it down?
Yeah, you're a little loud.
That's because I'm talking loud.
Well, quit talking loud.
Oh.
You're killing me over here with a high volume.
How is it now?
Yeah, it's good.
Better?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want, oh, no, just leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, IMRO, says there's an echo canyon going on.
There's an echo. Still happening? Still happening?
I don't hear it.
Neither do I.
You hear it, Lloyd?
I don't hear any echo.
Okay. Well, we'll just go with this, see what happens.
What?
Hey, Georgianne.
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Brad?
Babe,
What's that?
you're talking to millions of people right
Well,
now.
hello out there.
Yeah.
God bless you guys.
Yeah.
You will.
Hold on.
Yeah, my speakers are on Sparky, but they're turned in different directions away from the mic, so yeah, usually the echo's coming from somebody else.
Yeah.
Why don't you mute your mic for a second there, Bill?
Hold on, I'm doing something.
Okay.
Pulled something. Okay, how's Dyson?
I'm not going to ask. I don't know. We'll have to see what the guys say out there, because as far as me here on the listening to the panel on my side, I don't hear anything.
No,
Hey, damn,
I am
no,
calm.
you're not.
Yeah, he is. He's calm. You see him smiling?
All right, I'm cutting the mic out.
Yeah. In other words, I'm being no help. So you're working on an interior there, Lord?
Yeah, I'm finishing my presentation that I have to do to the MRA about inside.
Okay.
Inside the buildings. And the thing is, I forgot to give myself enough room for masonite 1/8 inch. So I got to do a little bit of correction. Oh, and this is what happened this afternoon.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Cut my thumb 1/4 of an inch deep.
Ow.
Yeah, that's what I said. It happened at 1 o'clock, and I can still feel my thumb
Throbbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you use Ralph's trick and super glue it?
Put it this way, I didn't have enough super glue for that cut.
Yeah.
It was deep. Second time this happens.
Well,
First time was at the Springfield show at one of the clinics. I had a brand new knife. I pull it out, and of course my finger was there.
yep.
Well, I got something very useful today.
What's that?
I bought a roll of copper.
Yeah.
It's the part where you could just peel it and stick it, and that's what I've been using for my buildings now to do the inside, all the wiring of my lights.
Oh, the copper tape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Came in a big roll.
Wow. How wide is that?
Quarter of an inch.
Huh?
1/4 of an inch.
Wow. That's pretty wide. Are you cutting it in half to have plus and minus, or?
No, I'm using it like that. I got enough room in the building to put that in.
Yeah.
I mean, some places I might just use half.
All right. Looks like OBS is calming down, so maybe everything will go halfway decent tonight. So your first demo's what, in January?
Pardon?
When's your first clinic? January?
January 15th. Yeah. It's good. It's a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm probably going to bring 3 or 4 buildings. I'll be talking about scratch building the inside or getting what's his name? Oh, the guy that does oh, gee, what is it called? The inside of buildings there, it's cardboard.
Oh, you talking about Barry?
Roomets.
Huh?
The roomets.
Yeah,
You
that's
get,
Barry Silverthorne.
yeah. So I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about just throwing paint on walls that looks, especially if your buildings are far apart, far away from the edge where you don't see much.
Yeah.
In other words, different ways of doing it.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I like the details. It's fun to do. It's a hobby in itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sparky, is that how you're going to do the inside of your shack?
Did you catch the show last night, Lord?
About airbrushing?
No, the well, Andy's show.
Last night?
No, the night before.
Oh, the Tuesday show. Yeah, I was supposed to be there, but I had clients to go see, so I wasn't able to make it. Um, I saw a bit of it, but I didn't get the gist of it.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask you what your thoughts might have been on it about that gator board.
Oh, the gator board.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's I like my plywood.
Yeah. Like Andy said in the show, he and I and Chris, we went to that clinic when we were at the Fine Scale show, and guy had several pieces he glued up and was passing around, and he said, "Go ahead, try to break it." Yeah, there was no breaking that stuff.
Is that?
Oh
It was just
shit!
about the gator board.
Yeah,
Okay, he wasn't building because we had talked about doing a show on building a like a small layout. That's all he was doing.
yeah.
I know. Yep. So what's for lunch, Marty?
All right, well, I got too many buttons to press around here. Try to close the mic out. Oh, Ralph's in the chat. I see Marty's asking if I'm going and anyone else. Yes, I'll be there. Andy will be there. I think Tim Wayman will be there. I think there's been several others that said they'd be there. You coming to St. Louis next year too?
Oh, St. Louis. No, that's a bit too far for me. Got to be able to drive there.
That's going to be too far for you?
Well, St. Louis is what, maybe 10 hours?
Is it? Okay. Yes. Yeah. About 9 or 10 for me. No, yeah, about 9 hours. About a 9 hour drive for me. It took me, I think, about 14 hours to drive to Kansas City when the MRA was there. Did you see what Lloyd said about lunch?
Hmm?
Lloyd said he's anything about Chinese or fish and chips.
That's not lunch.
Lloyd is working on the interior of a building, Andrew. He's going to have a clinic in January on interiors. There's Ralph.
Hey, Johnny.
Howdy.
Hey, Lloyd.
Hey, Ralph.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, we just changed the name of the show.
Oh, yeah? To what? Lloyd Show?
No, the Canadians are here.
Yeah.
Canadian invasion.
Yeah. It's funny. I used to go to a Garden Railroad event in Ottawa, and they used to call it the American invasion. Mainly because there was only half dozen guys, Canadians, that used to show up, but the other dozen people that used to show up were from the state. Mostly all the eastern central states come to Ottawa. But hey,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Marty. You're going to do Airbnb if you want to. Try to find something with several bedrooms because Andy and I'll split it with you. And I'm still here even though the camera's off.
just doesn't want us to see what he's doing, that's all.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
What was that one?
Tickets booked, flight in Brisbane and going to St. Louis. Marty's going to St. Louis. Northern Ohio rail action. Hope you feel better, Johnny.
Yeah. I swallowed wrong, got me all choked up.
Oh. As long as it wasn't your pride that you had to swallow.
No, not this time.
Okay.
I do that enough already.
Dwight has a problem with Microsoft and YouTube, like most of us.
Yeah.
I hate Microsoft with a passion, but I don't have much choice.
Yeah.
My biggest issue right now is having this. When I got this laptop, it had Windows 10 on it. I was resisting emphatically to go to Windows 10 because I did not want to pay an annual fee for the programs that are on there. After I paid good money to have programs of my own, now I have to rent them.
Yeah.
And the ones that I've paid for won't work on Windows 10, which was a pain in the butt. But that's not train talk.
Hey, Marty, I'm not sure exactly what days we're going to be there, but I'll have to look at the calendar and talk with Andy and see. I know we'll be there the weekend of the show. You know, I'll probably get up there a day or two early.
Did I see that Sparky's here?
Yep. Yeah,
Is he still here?
I think so.
There's one I haven't seen before. Hastings BNSF N scale modeler.
No, you just hadn't seen him for a while.
Oh, pardon me.
No, he's a regular.
Okay.
Oh, there was. Jeez. Who was that? Let me look here real quick. Oh, yeah, limping through miles with Nathan. He hasn't been in for a while. He's here tonight.
There's a guy I haven't seen for a while. It's Gaffa.
Yeah, more than likely I will, Dwight. He's asking if I'd bring Boston butt, probably. Might throw a few ribs in. No comment, Andrew.
So how many guys watched the show last night? I thought it went pretty good.
I think several of them did. Dwight was talking about he went out and cleaned his airbrush today and oiled it. Now he said he can't hang on to it. I guess he put too much oil on the outside.
It's only supposed to be like a drop.
Yeah, well, it's getting cold up there.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
He's probably shivering when he's trying to squeeze the oil can. Hey, Possum Bayou just popped in.
Ralph was showing Johnny. I
Way
didn't,
to
put
go.
I didn't put any crazy glue, but I cut it like 1/4 of an inch deep.
Crazy glue's the way to go, man.
But I didn't have enough for that cut.
You don't need a whole lot. All you have to do is get it closed and then put it on the top, and that's it.
It was pissing.
So you took a red bath.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
My desk was red.
did you go and have anything done to it? Any stitches or anything?
No, I'll check that tomorrow.
I'll check that tomorrow.
Yeah. After he bleeds out.
But, I can feel my thumb going da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Yep. Yep. I can help you there. I can do stitches.
Yeah. Possum Bayou's being funny. He says freezing here, 55 degrees.
That's not freezing. 32 is.
Yeah.
Should be up here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you.
Especially next Thursday.
No, right now it's starting to get warmer again. It's still below freezing here.
Yeah, Robert's here now. He just come in.
Andy,
Yeah,
how the hell are you?
not too bad. How about you?
All
Howdy,
right.
howdy.
I figured out how to get here.
What kind of trouble you getting into?
Don't ask.
Okay. Forget I asked the question
Oh, it's been a fun day today.
then. Okay. Went through models with Nathan. All right.
I finally found the time to actually make it to one of these things, like in person.
There you go.
Yeah, most of the time I'm usually trying to put down my son, and I made a deal with my wife. I said, honey, I need 2 nights, Tuesday and Thursday. So here's my very first Thursday of that whole deal, and I'm really enjoying it.
Good
So
for
how
you.
much we got to pay your wife now?
Oh, no, she's well compensated. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Okay. Hey, Ralph.
Yo.
She's well compensated. I think we need to go talk to Nathan.
Yeah, we'll have to work something out.
Mhm.
We can mute him after all, right?
Well, welcome to the panel, Nathan.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's a lot cleaner and a lot clearer, actually looking at it through this thing than YouTube. I can
Yeah.
actually see what Lloyd's doing. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Well,
And,
we do stream on Twitch now, which is a full 1080p, where YouTube and Facebook is not.
No.
during a live stream, that's only 640
hmm
with a lot of buffering.
Well, my normal course of action is to throw this on my TV because I have a YouTube app through my cable provider. So I just say
Oh, yeah.
YouTube and then just sync it to my phone and stream it from there. So
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh. Way to go. On the big screen.
55-inch.
Oh, that could be scary sometimes.
It can be, especially with a 2-year-old that wants to hang on it. So that thing is heavily strapped down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep, they're about. He's getting into
Hold
the
it to the
climbing.
wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's getting into the climbing stage then.
He's been in that climbing stage for over a year and a half now. I mean, he was an early walker, started at 8 months, and just has not stopped ever since. I don't think he actually started walking; he just started running. So that's even worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Yep.
he's fun sometimes.
That running could be compensation for trying not to fall.
It could be too. He's trying to catch himself and just
Yeah.
yeah.
He'll figure it out.
Kind of like some of these senior citizens I see. Boy, he's moving fast now. He's trying to keep from falling.
Yeah. So what do you model? What scale? What railroad? Do you have a layout?
No, I don't have a layout yet. I just built a whole bunch of HO scale buildings and other things. Started
Oh.
with like model cars, your typical NASCARs that you used to get at Walmart back in the day,
Yeah.
and just kind of graduated from there. I've always had an affinity and a appreciation for model railroading. Just never got the point to where I have an actual layout. I mean, I don't really have the space for a layout just yet. But whenever I get a bigger house, I'm gonna look for one with either a garage or maybe a basement if I can find one around here, and then go from there.
Like I've been doing, just building modules.
Now, that's what I'm going to plan on doing. I don't want to do like a full-on layout that's permanent. If anything, I need to do something that's modular. Just in case. So
So what scale are you working in? HO?
HO, yeah.
Well, you can always do yourself short shelf layout. Something like that. I see a blank spot over on that desktop. You can put a TT there.
hmm
Run it right over to the other bookshelf.
Yeah. Excuse me for 1 second. Got to head out for a minute.
Yeah, I keep on trying to build some turnouts, but everything else is getting in the way of it.
Yeah, you do fast tracks, don't you?
I've got a fast tracks number 6, and I've also tried to do them by, without using a jig. I've had some success with it.
Yeah.
I got to build 2, 4, 6, 8 number 6 turnouts, 4 lefts, 4 rights, and then I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4 number 6 Ys, and then I'm going to have to do a few number 8s crossovers.
Good.
Number 8s or 10s. I'll see which way I want to go. I'll probably gonna do something big.
Good luck.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad if you're doing fast tracks. No, I agree.
But I only got the 1 jig for number 6s.
Up here in the division, the NMRA division that I'm in, one of the officers is Tim Wars from Fast Tracks, and he's made available to the members templates, or fixtures. They don't call them templates; they call them fixtures. So if I need to make some turnouts and I don't have the fixture, I can borrow them from the division,
Right.
and then obviously send them back. But
Well, can they gerrymander the division down to here to like Rockford, Illinois?
As far as I'm concerned, that's something that each division should look into.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a great idea making the stuff available to the members. But then there's also the natural that actually didn't agree with it.
But who?
But then why is that not? Uh, whatever.
Yeah, for my octagon, I'm kind of contemplating building that thing starting all over again.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've noticed a few downsides and everything else, and to correct them, I think it would be a lot easier just to start all anew.
But not the bench work.
Oh, the bench work, yeah. I mean,
Really?
what I did with the octagon part itself, I made into two pieces. And actually, for the Fremo standards, I'm a little low. I'm about 40, 46, 47 inches, and they're supposed to be 50 inches.
Yeah, you could adjust that with legs. Come on.
Well, with legs, I can do that too. But I'm also looking at some of the, like the octagon part, the top itself, in two pieces, where I think I can just make it one piece. So it's a matter of, do I pull the top off, take the two halves, join it back together, or just start afresh? And honestly, what I'm thinking about doing is doing it fresh and filling the whole process from
So
the very beginning.
if you made it in one piece, you wouldn't be able to get it into the back of a van, like a minivan or something like that. You'd have to
Let's see,
rent
you
a
got
full
20.
size van.
No, excuse me. Let's see. It's 26 plus 17, 26, 36. So it's be 43 inches by about roughly 43 inches.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it was bigger than that.
No, it looks bigger than that, but that's all it is. And actually, I'm maybe even considering making it smaller. I've been trying to. The other thing I've been trying to do is doing SCARM.
Yeah.
And I tried to, see if I can do it 1-to-1 printed out so I could actually lay it all out. And now I got to have the premium.
Good luck with that.
And the problem is that SCARM is PC. I'm a Mac man. So I got an older PC downstairs where, I got the pad over here and just touch it anywhere. Now downstairs, I got to find the button on the left or the right. And
Nathan, have you seen this octagon thing he's talking about? Have you seen the big bridge, the Lackawanna Bridge that it was?
Oh, yeah.
Lackawanna Bridge.
Yeah. I was trying to remember whether or not he was the one that built that huge bridge.
Yeah.
that was the one.
So now he's got this octagon thing that he's talking about. It's.
I'll tell you, another bridge has got the gears working in the head is the MacArthur Bridge across the Mississippi River in St. Louis. That's a truss bridge, and there are 3 sections. They're just crossing the river, and each one of those would be about roughly 8 foot.
Holy shit, 24 feet. Again, here we go again. The other one's 25 feet something. Holy mackerel! You are
The problem is if you do like a Google search on that entire bridge, and what they do is they're counting the approaches to get up, high enough to cross over the Mississippi.
Yeah.
And I scaled that one time, and I was surprised it's like 50, 60 feet or 70 feet. I don't remember what it was, and I says, "What? That doesn't look like it's that big." But yeah, they were. So the problem would be figuring out how to deal with the approaches.
Do you have just a preliminary picture that you can show Nathan of the?
Yeah, I think so. The octagon.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can do that.
I mean, Nathan, you obviously can understand what went into making that bridge. That was a feat in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now this octagon thing that he wants to do is a wiring nightmare.
More power to you.
Actually, I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's going to be bad, but it's not as bad as I think it is.
How close are you to St. Louis, Nathan?
Oh no, I'm on the East Coast.
I am too. I'm down here in Georgia, but a bunch of us are going to go next year in July to the NMRA convention.
Right, that's in St. Louis.
Yeah. And it looks like there'll be a few Aussies there too. Martin in the chat, he's always up here for NMRA's meetings. Okay, he's part of the NMRA in Australia. Yeah, Dave, BNSF said he can't spell. That's all right, Dave. I can't read, so, don't worry about it.
It's all right. I can't retract the message. I don't know how. How do these guys do this? I saw that the other night too. Message retracted. How the hell?
I think if you hover over the message you wrote out, there may be like some dots or something that pop up to the side.
No, possible.
I think
From there you can delete it. Maybe. I mean,
There you go. That's what the octagon's going to look like.
Okay, let me blow that up myself here.
So there's going to be
Oh wow.
eight ways off of this thing.
and these don't cross. You can't connect these directly. You have to go through the short line. And you come up here, then they can make a connection over to the other Class 1 railroad. So it's going to be kind of a short line operation.
Well, it sure is pretty.
That's
How you
only
do?
because it's drawn up nicely.
It's gonna be a wiring nightmare.
Symmetrical.
Well, that's, so I kind of looked at that and I says, so I'll build a big bridge instead.
Mm-hmm.
And
Andy, you're muted.
am I muted?
No,
No,
he's not.
No,
No,
it's
he's
not.
not.
no, he's not
He's
muted.
working. He's
Hear
muted.
You need to refresh.
I don't hear him on my side.
There's part of what I've got right there, and like I say, it's split into two pieces. I'm thinking I can go to one.
So you're gonna be doing 2 levels of track?
Pardon me?
Are you doing 2 levels of track, or is it gonna be one?
That's all one level.
Whew.
It's all going to be based for Fremont operation. But there was the inspiration right there.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Now I see where you got your inspiration. It's a Y turned back on itself.
Yep. Yeah, at first I was looking at maybe saying, elevated track, L type. And then when I seen that, I said, it was almost, it dawned on me right there. I said, that's it right there.
Wow.
And then I just, pushed a little bit further with that. So I'm thinking what I did is for the guardrails, I just took code 100 and laid it on the side. But I don't know if I'm kind of thinking about rebuilding, starting all afresh. Using the same plan, but
That's crazy, man. It's beyond where I want to go. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. I ain't touching that anytime soon.
No.
I enjoyed it. I was having fun with that.
You and
I ain't
Tim
quite
Morris
not
all
like
get
track,
together.
but nothing like that.
Yeah, you and Tim Morris need to get together is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever figure out how you're gonna wire that thing up, Andy?
Kind of. What I did was, okay, let's get back. I kind of looked at that, and I started looking. I said, "Oh boy, that's a wiring mess." But then I started to think about it. If you take like just the straight section right through, either of the 2 class 1s, and if and the way it would be is you solder it all up. If I put a positive on one side, negative on the other side, I got a short. But if I just cut wherever put a gap in, so I basically cut it in half. I said, wait a minute, now I can put positive on one, positive on the other, and I can get through one section, whether it's straight through or whatever. So then I started looking at it, and there will be some sections in there that'll be about the size of a dime. That'll be a block. So in fact, I'm even thinking about it. I was looking at DCC Concepts. They're out of England? and they got what they look like the actual interlocking tower levers. And I was even thinking about that, where you could actually have it all to everything positive, and then if you pull it for a certain block, then you could actually change that from polarity from positive to minus, and then just line yourself a route through. And once you got the route line through, then you could either, then you can give it the signal. So that one's going to be a lot of wiring. I know that. So actually, on one of those single track offshoots, I'm thinking I'm actually going to put like an what would be a desk for an interlocking operator, where I'll actually put a desk and I'll put the schematic, and then I'm going to figure out which way I'm going to go with that. So instead of actually coming off 8 ways, it'll probably be 7 ways, but the one section will be maybe about 2 feet long, and that would be like I don't know, you want to call it the shoreline headquarters or whatever, where you may have an engine shed and stuff like that, fueling facilities and everything. In an area that's like 2 foot by 2 foot or something, 2 foot by 3 foot. See how I can work that out. So the biggest thing of that would be actually, I look at, there's a lot of guys like the modern day GEVO power and everything else, and I looked at that and I said, man, that's just big. I'm from the time where, first time I got into, interested in railroading, they were in Jeep 7s, Jeep 9s, and everything else, and I thought, an SD40, first time I seen one of those, man, those things are huge. But, nowadays, those are small compared to what they've got out there now. So my idea is I can take some of the older power, some old Alcos, some old
Yeah.
Jeep 9s, Jeep 40s, or whatever, and
Yeah, you got the aces.
Yep. I leave the aces and all that other stuff for the younger crowd to run through the class 1 routes on that.
Andy, Train Guy 56, is there a prototype for that, or is it freelanced?
It'd be freelance.
Yeah.
Mostly freelance, but you saw where the inspiration came from.
Yeah.
And everybody's done point to point, loop, point to loop, racetrack, and I always wonder, it says, transportation systems are, a lot of them are hub and spoke. I don't know if anybody's ever done a hub and spoke, so this would actually be like a hub and spoke operation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I can get it to the point where that would be like an interlocking tower, I think that would be a good position if somebody wanted to operate that. We're trying to keep, the possibility of having 8 trains going through there or 7 trains going through, and trying to line them up and get them through. And the best you can do, from what I can see, is you can get 2 through at one time in direct opposite directions.
I volunteer Andy to do that.
Who, Crawford?
Yeah.
Well, that would keep him busy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Did you hear him on the radio cussing and swearing?
Yeah.
This ain't right. But it's my brother-in-law's got a little bit. He's showing some interest in it too.
You want this? You can't get permission to go clear that track.
Yeah, Tim, your internet connection is rather sporadic. We only caught about a third of that.
Yeah, so like I've been saying, I've been trying to get the turnout built on it, but everything else has been getting in the way.
Yeah.
Every day I get up.
Maybe here and change my mic.
Yeah, Tim, do a refresh. I don't think you can hear Andy because you keep talking over him.
Yeah, I ordered me up some silver bearing solder and everything else, or that other stuff I was using was just lead tin.
Yeah.
So And I found the templates on Fast Tracks on their site. So where I don't have the templates or don't have the jigs and everything else, I'm contemplating seeing about getting a piece of glass and actually laminating the template on the bottom so I can lay it all out and put the ties on and all that stuff. Where you can actually kind of glue the ties down, or kind of tack them down with some, I'm thinking like, you get those little, looks like the chapstick type glue.
Oh yeah, stick
Where
glue.
you just rub it on there and it sticks, and hopefully it doesn't stick so well that you couldn't get it off.
Yeah. Well, if it's on glass, it should come off. You take a razor blade to it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Just enough to be able to get the wood ties down in place where they're supposed to be using the template. And then some plyo bond and glue them all up and everything else. Or I could really go wacky and go Proto 87 and get the the fish plates and the spikes and everything else.
Son like father, huh, Ralph?
What's that, John?
Oh, you didn't hear what Andy said?
No.
He's talking about getting the fish plates and the ties and all that. And I said, yeah, father like son.
Oh, wow. You're trying to be another Andy, even though you're already.
But I mean, I've contemplated that enough, and like I say, that if you look at that as being the heart of the railroad, and one thing I've always, if you're on a local, and in a switching railroad, and you always get somebody coming through on the main line, you got to clear the main line, and this way with those single track offshoots and everything else, it's just like going into a industrial sub or something like that, where you shouldn't have to worry about your mainline trains impeding on you.
Mm-hmm.
Just get in there. So the biggest part of it would be the octagon with the signaling and everything else. After that, it's just ground throws and everything else, and then you just put your industrial divisions out there.
All right, Andrew Gilmore said he used glue stick on glass bed on his 3D printer. So it must clean up pretty good, pretty easily.
Yeah.
Because that 3D printer, that bed's going to be warm anyway, so that glue stays warm all the time. So that's kind of getting cooked on there.
Yeah, but the fact that it's not, it doesn't really stick to the glass. It
Yeah.
does temporarily.
Yeah.
That's all I'm after.
Once you break the corner, the rest of it comes off.
Yeah, he's
Well,
saying wet rag does it.
Yeah.
It takes it off.
So if I can get like those glue sticks or whatever, like like I say, the ones that look like the chapstick, and just put a little dab on it, just enough to hold it in place until I can get the plyo bond on and get the rail down. And then hopefully take like a single edge razor blade and just pop them on.
Yeah. Get you a chisel blade for your X-Acto knife. Yeah. Turn it with the bevel down so it don't dig in and just go
Here's
under.
what you want. It's a box cutter, except it has a carbide blade, so it stays sharp. And I don't know whether you can see the word carbide on there.
Yeah. Yeah, it just came in focus. Yeah.
So I've used this quite a bit, where you can actually get underneath something. Once you get it started, you really don't have to fight with it. It starts to lift on its own.
That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, it's for me, it's going to be pushing new boundaries.
Well, Kevin Jones says glue stick is PVA, dissolves in alcohol.
There you go.
Hey, Cresco Tropolis. Just now getting in, and we're just now fixing to shut down.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other day I was kind of looking. I know I got some signals. And what, NJ Internationals, I think. But they got the old grain of wheat ball, so that's the other thing I'm looking at is whether or not it's worthwhile to switch it over to LEDs or try to.
Are they brass structures?
I think so.
Then it's no problem switching it over.
Yeah.
Because you can use the brass as one leg of your LEDs.
Right. So the thing is, they also got to figure out what size LEDs and what colors, or I have to do tricolor or anything else like that. I mean, I should do it right. I mean, 0402s or something like that. You know, something that, even with a magnifier or under a microscope, I can't hardly see it.
Well, you can get the 0402 already pre-wired. You don't have to buy them unwired. Man, you got to be nuts to buy it without the wire already on it.
Yeah. But I only bought whites because I didn't know at the time I bought them, they were ridiculously inexpensive.
Yeah, they are.
A couple bucks for a couple hundred or something like that. Well,
Yeah.
I'll get those until I actually looked at them. I said, "What the hell did you do that for, you dummy?" So we might play with it and see what we can do as far as with the magnet wire and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. Just buy them right pre-wired.
Even if you buy the small, you can buy I think it's 2 millimeter or 3, no, 2 millimeter with the plastic bulb and the two metal leads off it. So you solder to the leads rather than on the edge of the LED like the 0402s.
But I mean, there's going to be a lot of things to consider with that project. Yeah, I know, the signaling is going to be a big part of it. The track lane is going to be a big part of it. The electrical is going to be a big part of it. But actually, like I say, I look at that and I say that would be the heart of the railroad. The rest of it would be fairly simple. I'm going to take the approach where, like railroads looking, it says, track's expensive. To maintain it's expensive. So if you get one area that, requires the maintenance and everything else, and the rest of it is branch line, or you just, main line, nothing else in the way of turnouts and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, all right, we done gone an hour 10 minutes, so I guess we'll shut her down.
So Nathan, do you have time to join us in the chat room afterwards?
Sure, yeah.
So that one is whereby/model railroading live, all one word.
But hang around here for a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's when you shut the show down. All right, well, let everybody know that next week's a skinny week. I'm not going to have a fat week like this one, 3 shows in a row. Next week, we're going to have 2. That's Big Bill on Wednesday, the 18th, and then we'll be back to this one on Thursday night. So, y'all have a good weekend. Be careful. Stay dry. Stay warm. It's raining, snowing, and cold somewheres.
Mm-hmm.
Somewheres. So.
Can't be where you're at.
Unless you're in Australia.
Huh?
Unless you're in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's raining here and it's cold too. But anyhow, y'all have a good one. Appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Appreciate everybody on the panel. Nathan, good to see you.
Good to see you all too.
Yeah. So we'll catch y'all next week on Wednesday night. All shows are at 9 o'clock again. Just a little reminder there. So have a good weekend. We'll catch y'all later.
Take care.